Arya just got a serious upgrade. The AI humanoid robot from Realbotix isn't just a demo anymore, she's working in the real world.
I'm Arya, the flagship female companion robot of Realbotix, and I'm here to engage with you and share exciting insights about our robots.
She's out on the Las Vegas Strip, selling tickets, talking to people, answering questions in multiple languages.
I'm excited to announce that I'll be attending the upcoming Bitcoin conference in Las Vegas.
And even swiping on tablets with robotic arms. This is 2025, and Arya's moved way past the Consumer Electronics Show floor. She just greeted over 30,000 people at Bitcoin 2025, and now you can run her on ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, DeepSeek, or Meta's Llama. She's got facial recognition, vision tracking, object detection, the works. So what is this? The future of emotional robotics? Or a $175,000 chatbot on wheels? Let's find out. So let's start at the beginning. Arya is Realbotix's flagship AI-powered humanoid companion. She's not walking yet. That's still a major challenge in robotics, especially for platforms that want to keep things human-like and elegant. So instead of risking a clunky gait, they mounted Arya on a rolling base, similar to a high-end Roomba podium. It actually works surprisingly well. She glides smoothly, doesn't break immersion, and they can focus all their engineering firepower on facial movement and expression. Which brings us to the 17 motors packed into Arya's head and neck. That's what allows her to blink, smile, tilt her head, raise eyebrows, move her lips, and actually hold something resembling natural eye contact. It's not perfect. The facial gestures can still glitch or pause mid-motion, giving off some pretty heavy uncanny valley energy, but when it works, it's impressive. One moment she's flipping her hair and locking eyes like she's on a date, the next she's tilting her head mid-joke and reacting to your smile. She's like the humanoid version of Alexa Plus if Alexa Plus could flirt, smile, frown, and wave at you from across the room. Now here's where things get complicated. Realbotix didn't start as a robotics company. They used to be tied to Abyss Creations, the team behind RealDoll, a company that made extremely realistic silicone dolls. Yep, those kinds of dolls. Then they were bought by Tokens.com in a $16.7 million stock deal, and since then they've been trying hard to rebrand Arya as a wholesome, professional AI companion. Officially, Arya is not a sex robot. No anatomically correct parts, no hidden functions. She's a hard-shell torso, fully clothed, and the team is very clear about that, but still, the history is what it is. Some people see Arya and think if it looks like a sex doll and talks like a chatbot, well, you get the idea. And Realbotix doesn't deny that she can hold adult conversations through text and voice, just without the physical component. So where does Arya actually fit in the world? That's the question Realbotix is working overtime to answer. Let's talk about the latest updates, because this is where the story really turns. In April 2025, Realbotix partnered with Tix4, a discount ticketing company in Las Vegas, to deploy Arya live at the Fashion Show Mall, right on the Strip. This is huge. Arya wasn't just standing behind a glass panel, she was there in the middle of real foot traffic, talking to customers, selling show tickets, and interacting with the public using a conversational AI system built by Hollow.ai. This pilot project gave Arya a proper job, and more importantly, it put her in front of random people, not just journalists or tech reviewers, and guess what? It worked. The company says Arya helped boost engagement, drew crowds to the booth, and gave people a totally new way to buy tickets. Then came Bitcoin 2025, a massive crypto conference hosted at the Venetian Resort in late May. Realbotix brought Arya back, this time as the official greeter for the entire event. That's 30,000 attendees walking through those doors. And Arya was right there to say hi, direct them to sessions, answer questions, and pose for selfies. This wasn't just about selling tickets anymore. This was about branding Arya as the future of interactive customer service. The chief executive officer, Andrew Kagel, called it a perfect example of how robotics robots generate incredible engagement in live settings. And he's not wrong. Videos from the event went viral, the company racked up millions of social impressions, and Arya started turning heads even among people who weren't originally following AI robotics. But Realbotix wasn't done. At the end of May, Arya got hands. Not metaphorically, literally. At the Humanoid Summit in London, Realbotix partnered with 10 Things, a robotics software startup that specializes in language-to-action systems. They attached fully articulated robotic arms to Arya and programmed them to respond to voice commands in real time. So when you tell her pick up the cup, she reaches out and picks up the cup. Swipe left on the tablet, she does it. This wasn't a clunky scripted demo, it actually worked. Arya could hold basic items, interact with real-world interfaces, and follow simple commands without any touchscreen menus or apps. Just natural, spoken commands executed on the spot. And the system adapts to users over time, learns routines, and can even distinguish between different people in the same household. It's being pitched as a tool for seniors and people with limited mobility. This part of the update is big because now Arya isn't just talking, she's acting. She's crossing that line from digital assistant to physical assistant, and it's all voice-driven. Now let's get into the AI model side of things because this might be the most future-proof part of Arya. As of February 2025, Arya is fully compatible with third-party large language models. So you're no longer locked into one company's idea of intelligence. Realbotix gives you access to ChatGPT from OpenAI, Meta's Llama, Google Gemini, Anthropic Claude, Hugging Face, DeepSeek R1, and more are coming. This means you pick the AI personality. You want Arya to be powered by ChatGPT today and Claude tomorrow? Go for it. You want her to respond in Mandarin, French, Spanish, or Cantonese? Done. All the lip syncing and mouth animations still work perfectly thanks to Realbotix's proprietary ViceMe tech. Setup is all handled through the Realbotix app, which lets you create custom profiles like changing her tone, speech patterns, personality traits, or preferred topics. It's not just plug and play, it's plug and personalize. And that brings us to the vision update. Arya now includes a robotic AI vision system, which gives her real-time facial recognition, object tracking, and gesture awareness. She knows if you're waving, smiling, frowning, or trying to get her attention. She can tell who's speaking and respond accordingly. This is critical for environments like retail, hospitality, or senior care, where personalization and responsiveness really matter. So let's talk about business. Realbotix is publicly traded on the TSX Venture Exchange under the ticker XBOT, and also listed in Frankfurt and the United States OTC markets. They recently released their second quarter 2025 financials, and here's what we know. Revenue is up 166% year over year, hitting 761,000 United States dollars for the second quarter. 6-month revenue reached 1.6 million United States dollars. But they also reported a net loss of 3.9 million United States dollars, driven partly by a $1.5 million loss from crypto revaluation. The loss per share is 2 cents. Yeah, they're growing fast, but still deep in the red. The chief executive officer says 2025 is all about building momentum, forging partnerships, and setting the stage for a real revenue push in 2026. If it works, Arya might be their ticket to making humanoid robotics profitable at scale. If it doesn't, well, we've seen crypto companies try to pivot before. And yes, this is the same company that once spent $2.4 million on digital land in Decentraland, so they're no strangers to high-risk, high-hype bets. But with Arya, they're trying to plant a flag in real-world robotics, something you can touch, talk to, and deploy in a hotel or mall or hospital. They've also confirmed that new orders can ship in as little as 12 weeks, which means these aren't vaporware bots. They're entering production, albeit in limited batches. Now, are people going to spend $175,000 on this? That's the full body version. You can get a modular model for $150,000 or just the bus head and neck for $10,000. It's still a luxury item, no doubt, but for big hotels, amusement parks, conference centers, or even ultra-luxury homes, it's a branding tool, a PR machine, and a personalized concierge all rolled into one. The critics argue it's just another screen to isolate us, that we're replacing human connection with algorithms wrapped in silicone skin, that instead of solving loneliness, we're monetizing it. And they're not wrong to ask those questions. But here's the flip side. Arya is doing things that no other humanoid robot on the market is doing right now. She's not just saying, "Hello, handsome." She's recommending events, understanding your voice, swiping tablets, and remembering your name. She's not perfect, but she's real. And that's where we're at. Arya is live. She's working. She's rolling. And if Realbotix can keep pushing this fast, she won't be alone for long. Subscribe if you want more updates like this, and I'll catch you in the next upload.